Now that we've learned how to create straight segments, let's dial it up a notch and create some circles. I'm going to come up to my Open icon, and we'll click, and inside the Exercise Files folder, under Chapter 3, I'm going to open up the number 3 drawing using the circle command, and we'll click the Open button to bring him up on screen. Now before we get started, once again, I want to check our mode settings. I'm going to go through and make sure that all of my modes happen to be in the off state, with the exception of model. All right, let's talk first about what AutoCAD needs to create a circle. If I want to create a circle, AutoCAD needs to know the location of the center point, and then it also needs to know a dimension that represents the circle's radius or diameter. Now, the radius of a circle is the distance from the center point to the edge, and a circle's diameter is the distance from one edge to the other that passes through the center point. It's essentially the width of the circle. Let me roll back just a little bit, and let's create our first circle. I'm going to come over to my Draw toolbar, and I'm going to click on the circle icon. And if I look at my command line, AutoCAD's asking me to specify center point. I'm just going to pick a point on screen, and as I pull away, I get the same rubber band effect I get when I create a line. So I could just pick a point on screen to specify my circle, but I'm going to use a dimension. If we look at the command line, AutoCAD's asking us to specify radius of circle. I'm going to type in 5 for my radius and hit enter. I've just created a circle with a radius of 5. Let's launch the circle command again. I'm going to come over and click my circle icon. Let's pick a point on screen. And when I do, take a look at the command line. Notice that AutoCAD remembers my previous entry. So if I wanted to create a second circle of the same size as my last circle, all I have to do is hit my Enter key and accept the default. Let's try and create a circle using a diameter. I'm going to come over and launch my circle command. We'll pick a point on screen. And AutoCAD is expecting a radius, but instead I'm going to use the sub-option diameter. So I'm going to right-click, select diameter, and now I can enter the diameter for my circle. I'm going to create a circle with a diameter of 4. So we'll type in 4 and hit enter. Now that we've got the basic idea of how the circle command works, let's try and recreate some existing circles. I'm going to pan my drawing over, and I happen to have 3 circles on screen. Now before we replicate these, I want to zoom in just a little bit. Take a look at these dimensions. These dimensions were put in using AutoCAD's default dimension settings. I just want you to notice that a radial, or a radius dimension, has an R, and a diameter dimension contains the circle with the line through it. This little symbol represents a diameter. Okay, let me back up, and we'll recreate these circles. I'm going to launch the circle command. We'll pick a point on screen, and this guy has a radius of 2, so I'm just going to type in 2 and hit enter. Here's a shortcut. If we want to repeat a command, all we have to do is right-click, and in the top of the menu, we can select Repeat Circle. All right, let me pick a point on screen. This guy has a radius of 6, so I'm going to type in 6 and hit enter. Last one, we'll right-click, select Repeat Circle. I'll pick a point on screen, and this guy has a diameter, so we'll right-click and select Diameter. He has a diameter of 8, so I will type in 8 and hit enter. At this point in our training, we are now capable of creating any circle we wish, so long as we're given the radius or the diameter.